What Men Want. It's a remake of Mel Gibson's What Women Want. This movie stars Tari P. Henson, Eldis Hodge, Richard Roundtree, Tracy Morgan, he was kind of funny, Erykah Badu, and Josh Brenner. A couple of special guest appearances, Shaq, stuff like that. It was funny. It wasn't super funny, but it was funny. I will admit, I think I like this better than the Mel Gibson version. It was funnier than that one to me. If you see it, you have got to see Captain Funktastic, if I'm saying that correctly. I believe it was Captain Funktastic. I think that was one of the highlights of the movie. That was funny to me. That whole scene was funny to me. If you're not aware of the original version, this one is, like I said, the remake. Taraji P. Henson's character, Allie, gets into a situation where she gets superhuman abilities. She can read the thoughts of men's minds. Not women, but men. And it gets her into an assortment of problems. She works at a high-powered firm, and she uses her abilities to help her. She's in a male-dominated job, and she believes it's like an all-boys club. So she's like, well, I gotta try to get some type of an advance on these other guys. So with this new superpower that she's got, she's using it to help herself and help her career advance. But unfortunately, it gets her into problems also. The basis of the story. You gotta wonder, what would you do if you could read the minds of people? Superhero, supervillain, super self-absorbent. She finds love. There's a love story in the middle of all of this. She finds love, loses love, and gets love back. And again, that's part of the story. It's not the main part of the story. It's kind of the core part of the story. But in that story with the love angle, she gets into some hot butt naked freakiness, and I think that was the funniest part to me, the funniest part of the movie, because she can read his mind, and during their intimacy, she knows what he's thinking, and you can imagine. So I think that was the funniest part. I want to say so bad what they were saying, but I don't want to give anything away. It's spoiler free. But that was, to me, the funniest part of the movie. There were a lot of jokes that miss in this movie. Erykah Badu is fed a lot of jokes, and unfortunately, she's not a comedian. She's an entertainer, a performer, an actress, but she is not a comedian. So, to me, it felt like your drunk uncle trying to tell Eddie Murphy jokes. The jokes themselves, done properly, are funny. You could feel that these jokes were written and supposed to be funny, but it was like she would tell them, and you could almost hear boom, boom, shh in the background, and I was like, was that the joke? And the audience was laughing at some parts of the movie, but when she was giving her jokes, they were like, huh. It wasn't as organic as the rest of the people in the movie. The rest of the people in the movie if they weren't comedians themselves, have dealt with comedies, and you could feel their, I guess, knowledge of comedy. They were funny. She wasn't that funny to me. But, I mean, she was in some situations that were interesting, but she wasn't really that funny to me. In fact, the whole movie was, it was almost a really funny movie. It was funny, but you could feel that with the right push, it could have been really funny. And it to me, it was not. It was funny. I laughed. But there were at least maybe 10 times where I was like, huh. And I didn't feel like that the scene was as funny as it was supposed to be, you know. But that's the assistant was funny to me. The assistant, his interaction with Taraji P. Henson was funny. Their interaction with each other was funny. His trying to mimic African American things, and his saying things like, I mean, it was in a preview, so his saying things like, I thought black people stopped drinking until you have to get out. It was funny because he was trying to grasp, you know, his boss's world. That was funny. That was kind of funny. But that was really it. It wasn't. There were a few things that I could point at that were funny, and the rest of the movie I was like, it was a comedy, and that's pretty much how I felt about it. Unfortunately, so I am going to give this movie 6 bags of popcorn. Yeah, 6 bags of popcorn. But that's what I thought. What'd you think? Just talk about it in the comments. And more importantly, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Get your popcorn back, boy.